All right, it is the final video that I'll do. I'm going to attach maybe 1 or 2 extras so you can see someone else solving these as well. But basically for this last problem, we now have, instead of GCFs, we have a quadratic to factor. So we're going to go through the same process. We're still going to try to create a common denominator for all fractions. But the only way that we can do that we can create a common denominator for all fractions, is to know what the pieces are through factors. Know what the pieces are. Ah. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pause really quick because I think there's an announcement. All right, so the announcement hasn't happened. Hopefully it doesn't while I'm still recording, but let's go ahead and factor the one piece that can be factored in order to figure out what its pieces are. So what I'm doing in this row is I'm writing out the first fraction, doesn't have anything to factor. The last fraction doesn't have anything to factor, but my middle fraction does. It needs to be factored into the two pieces that would have added to 3x and multiplied to -10. Well, those two pieces would be a -2 and a +5. Multiplies to -10, but adds up to +3. So there are the factors right there, x minus 2, x plus 5. Now that I've factored, I know what the pieces are, I'm going to go in and create the common denominator. In other words, I'm going to say, hey, what do you need? What does x plus 5 need? Well, it needs x minus 2 because it doesn't have it. All right, what do you need, x minus 2? Well, you need x plus 5 because it doesn't have it. So by putting in what each fraction needs, I now have the same denominators across the equation. So with the same denominators across the equation, all right, so hopefully that was it for the announcements. But now that we've got the same denominators across the equation, they drop out, they cancel out, because everything getting divided by the same thing creates the same values. So I now have 2x minus 4 plus 4x minus 1 equals 1x plus 5. Numerators only, because all the denominators dropped out. The noms dropped. All right, so all we're going to do is solve the numerators. 2x plus 4x is 6x, right? Like terms. -4 minus 1, -5. X plus 5. Now we're going to move stuff across the equal sign. Take away the x. 5x minus 5 equals 5. Add the 5. 5x equals 10. And divide the 5. If you're already ahead of me and you know the answer is 2, awesome. Now, technically, I'm going to go ahead and say, well, it actually can't be 2, and this actually doesn't have a solution. And the reason this equation doesn't actually have a solution is because if you put in a 2 right here, you'll get a 0. But we'll talk about that another time. Remember, that's what we call an excluded value. All right, so I'm going to stop here. And yep, the rest of the videos will not be me, but hopefully will still be helpful.